So my name is Armend Bekaj, and I am a researcher here at the Department of Peace and Conflict Research, Uppsala University, and I've got a PhD from the University of Sheffield. And I am from Kosovo, but I've been living in Sweden, in Stockholm, for the last 6 years. The subject of my research is the former combatants of intrastate armed groups or rebel movements or insurgency movements. I focus on the trajectory from war to peace, from looking at the combatants' role during the war, their role in peace accords, and particularly my focus being on the role of those former combatants once war is over, once conflict is over, in building peace, in building institutions, in consolidating democracy. And my specific focus, particularly in the last few years, is to look at the longer-term ramifications on democracy and institution building as a result of the political integration of those former combatants of intrastate armed groups in institutions. So what is their impact on democracy in general in transition societies? My area of research is the Balkans, where I originally come from, particularly countries such as Kosovo and North Macedonia, but also to a lesser degree, as far as my research is concerned, Bosnia and Serbia. All of these countries in the last 2 decades have seen transition from war to peace, with intrastate armed groups playing a massive role in the process. And there are a lot of former combatants who have entered politics, and so that is my focus, but I also look at other countries across the world. And in terms of why it matters, I really believe it matters a lot because there are conflicts and there are wars across the world as we speak, unfortunately, such as, of course, the glaring one, what is happening in Ukraine right now, and then others in the Middle East and North Africa, and so on and so forth, with a lot of these intrastate armed groups or armed groups in general. Eventually there will be peace accords of one version or another, and then the former combatants normally play a role in what comes next. It's important to be inclusive, it's important for combatants to play a role in what comes next. It's important to be participatory in building institutions. And so I think the case studies that I research inform greatly what is to come next. The case studies that I research, they have already seen this trajectory because conflicts and wars in the Balkans have happened 20 years ago, more or less. And so there's been experience accumulated there, which can be shared, and I think lessons learned can be taught and can be applied in other case studies that are more recent and current as well. In terms of how research can be done, there are various methods, quantitative, qualitative, of course, a plethora of them. My own take has been to really dwell in grounded research, grounded theory, participant observation, field work, really immersing yourself in the field, so to speak, semi-structured interviews, participatory observation, really understanding from within the processes and then translating it into academic work. Thank you very much for listening, and of course if you have any questions I would be more than happy to engage with you via email. Thanks a lot.